White text appears on black inside a border of spider-like creatures, hand-drawn in pastel colours. The text reads, "This film was co-created with children aged between 8 to 10 years old from St Thomas's Primary School, London." The text is replaced as the title and subtitle slide in, rendered in bright colours.
It's Ananse Mek.
The wisdom of the earth.
Colourful paper collages appear in quick succession, showing an assortment of spidery creatures. Some have sharp teeth, some have cheeky grins, and others have multicoloured bodies. A man in a large wicker chair speaks to the camera, representing Ananse.
Anancy is an original, a one-of-a-kind of African trickster god.
Me's half human, half spider, with a whole heap of common sense.
An animation of the African continent. In yellow, Ghana's location is highlighted on the west coast of Africa.
In Ghana, the Akan story tradition has Anance's father as Onyame, the sky god and supreme being, and Anance's mother as Asasiya, the good earth, she who holds all our ancestors. Anancy is the keeper of stories woven from power and knowledge. Over time, however, humans began to lose their wisdom and started to have power over each other, and a great disaster came upon the earth. Some humans started to sell other humans, which caused a great sadness and weeping as African people were forced to cross the Atlantic Ocean in enslavement.
Hand-drawn computer animation, a line of brown and black stick figures boards a ship bound together by looping neck shackles. Two symbols then appear side by side. A four-petalled blue shape filled with rain clouds and lightning bolts, representing Onyame, and for Asasiya, a golden double heart adorned with leaping tigers and green foliage.
The great Onyame and Asasiya decided that their son Anansi would travel with the people to comfort them with ancestral wisdom and knowledge. This would give them hope as they clung onto the fragile spiderweb of story.
Animated brown stick figures join hands, forming a circle. In the centre, the symbol of Ananse, a green hollow circle with rays, decorated with spiders and golden beetles. A montage of colourful spiderwebs follow.
The Akan say that knowledge is power. Shared knowledge produces common sense. However, slavery's harsh treatment meant traditional knowledge suffered, as did people's power. They needed Anansi stories for survival. However, Anansi saw in this new world that powerful people were those who collected knowledge and locked it away for their own benefit. He felt that if they could do it, he, Anansi, could do it too.
Ananse laughs and says, if these people want to get back their power, then they're going to have to seek out knowledge. If I can gather up all the common sense and hide it really well, then they won't be able to find it, and I alone will be able to thrive. The animated spider Ananse lifts a colourful mosaic-tiled yellow bowl.
So Anansi decided to use a great big calabash to hold all the common sense, so he would have it all for himself.
Montage of Ananse the spider searching for common sense.
He went everywhere to look for it. Hills and valleys, forests and beaches, farms and towns, inside and around everybody's houses.
Ananse says, I am just going to climb up and leave this common sense at the top of the royal palm tree. The tree is royal, just like me, so we must be related. Yes, that is where I will keep it. As the animated sun rises, Ananse the spider struggles to carefully carry the calabash.
The sun had risen early when Anansi set off to climb the tree. He carefully tied the very full calabash in front of him and started to climb. He made sweaty progress, but when he was almost 3/4 up, he felt a small pair of eyes watching him from down below.
Ananse says, then would you believe?
The worst thing that could have happened.
The worst thing that could have happened. I heard the voice of a tiny little girl call up to me saying, the little animated girl says, Brother Ananse,
If you want to
If you want to climb this tree facing front ways, why don't you hang the calabash on your back? Ananse says that must mean that she must have gotten a piece of common sense left still on the ground. If this tiny little girl has found it, then who else might have it still?
Why?
Woe is me.
That must mean I never managed to collect up all the common sense.
He angrily snatched off the calabash from around his neck and dashed it against the palm tree, breaking it into 1,000 pieces, and all of the common sense that was inside just whooshed away on the four winds, east, west, north and south. Anansi crashed onto the ground along with pieces of broken calabash. One piece must have pricked his conscience because he realized that he had done wrong and needed to right it. He would just have to go and fetch or Sankofa for the sake of the people who needed to hold wisdom in common so they and the earth could survive and thrive. Have you got some common sense in your pocket? You will do if you have heard an Anansi story.
Ananse says, it is Ananse who made this story.
Jack Mandora, me I choose none.
The children of St. Thomas's Primary say, Jack Mandora, the keeper of heaven's gates, I choose to be no part of it. After photographs of the children, their names appear inside two white wheel-like shapes. Text reads, special credits to Naya, Yara, Faith, Rosemary, Araya, Shiloh, Abdullah, Dubem, Tarell, and Yek. On a black background, circles of brown stick figures nestle in each corner of the screen. Text reads, the original story is a traditional Akan tale adapted by the African people of the Caribbean and adapted again here by Mama D. Ujuaje. Two logos appear inside a frame of the children's Ananse drawings, underneath the words, in partnership with. The first is a white cross and three stylized trees inside a blue circle with the words St. Thomas's CE Primary School above. The second is a backward-facing Sankofa bird perched atop a black circle housing the words Community-Centered Knowledge. Acknowledgments appear in black on a bold yellow background. On the left, the words The Urban Nature Project sit above the Natural History Museum logo. On-screen text reads, we thank all those who have generously contributed to the Urban Nature Project so far, including lead donors, the National Lottery Heritage Fund, Evolution Education Trust, the Cadogan Charity, Garfield Weston Foundation, Kusuma Trust. Supporting donors, the Wolfson Foundation, Charles Wilson and Rowena Lagario. Supporting sponsor, Workman. Acknowledgements continue. The trustees and executive board of the Natural History Museum, Stephen and Janian Green, Johnson Matty, Hero Family Foundation, UK, Simon and Harriet Patterson, Kirk B. Alexander, Hussein Aga Khan, Bloomberg LP, the City Bridge Trust, Dr. Douglas Gurr, Hilary Newis, the Hobson Charity, Holly Smith and Neil Osborne, the William Brake Foundation. On a black background, credits are displayed on the left-hand side. Acting, Chukumu Wagadugu. Concept design, Mahat Anakemi and Mahashami. Editorial, Mahat Anakemi, Josie Owen and Mahashami. Illustration and animation, children from St. Thomas's CE Primary School, Mahat Anakemi, Josie Owen and Mahashami. Script writing and narration, Mama D. Ujuaje, Community-Centered Knowledge. Sound design, Juan Carlos Valera and Mahat Anakemi. Videography and photography, Mahat Anakemi. Workshop facilitation, Mahashami and Mama D. Ujuaje. On the right-hand side is the Natural History Museum logo, consisting of the words Natural History Museum, displayed in a column flanked by a large letter N on the left. Text at the bottom reads, copyright owned by the trustees of the Natural History Museum, London.